Hi, welcome to our podcast. I'm Radhika. Today's topic is chanting. We all have seen people chanting around, sometimes murmuring, sometimes holding a mala with beads. And are there any rules for chanting? Is there any proper procedure for one to chant? So let's all clarify a few questions around that with us, Swamiji, today. Thank you, Swamiji, for joining
Hare
us.
Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Okay. So, what is chanting actually?
Chanting is actually a method of prayer to the Lord, to
Mm-hmm.
connect to the divinity within the heart. And this method is followed by all the religions across the world. If you take any Islam, Christianity, Hinduism, or anywhere, they have some rosary or some beads or something which they take help of it, and then they start chanting the Lord. So this is the way to remember Him, pray to Him, meditate on Him, focus on Him. So which is the very widely recommended process, and especially for this age also, this mantra, it's a prayer, also a way to remember. It's a smaranam, we try to remember. So this is actually the method that is applied, and which is very very effective for this.
Okay, is chanting so if we take people, they do also do this ashtaka stotras. Out of all this arati ashtaka stotras, you think chanting is very easy one, simple one?
Yeah, it's a because to help us to, because ashtaka stotras and all, we need to know the meaning and understand and meditate on the meaning. That is helpful. When it comes to mantra,
Hmm.
if it is much more easier, we can focus for long time, and it will be very very effective also,
And
because
anyone can be
and
easily.
whole day we can continuously chant. If somebody want to chant anytime, wherever they're traveling, sitting and doing any activity, they can the mantra will be always vibrating in their consciousness because they have practiced it.
Okay, so when we chant, people do some particular number. There can be 51, 41, but widely we have seen 108. So why is that number very important or prominently used?
Yeah, 108 is actually a very very important number. 108, they have many understandings. First is 108, it represents infinity.
Mm-hmm.
So 1, 0 and 8, it is according to Vedic science. If you want to represent infinity, if you say 108,
Hmm.
then you are telling if that is infinity. So all the ashtakam, shatakams are like, there are some procedures, but if you take any puja archana that is done in the temples, they do ashtotra shatanamavali.
Hmm.
So 108 times they chant. That means what you are doing, if you are telling that I am chanting 108 times, that means you are infinitely chanting the name. The
Hmm.
glory is unlimitedly, you are chanting the glory
Hmm.
of that person. Now 108, 1 represents the Supreme Lord, the
Mm-hmm.
divine energy, Krishna. The 0 represents the material nature, and
Okay.
8 represents the living entity, we. We are
Okay.
considered 8. Why we are 8? Because we are made of 8 elements: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and ego. So these are the 8 elements we are made. So Supreme Lord, material nature, and the living entity. So 1, 0, and 8. So this
Zero
is
is material
material
nature.
nature. This Maya, this Prakriti. There is Purusha, who is the Supreme Lord,
Mm-hmm.
and this Prakriti is material nature, and then 8 is the living entity. So in that way, there is a combination of 108. And there is also another understanding. This number has very significance. We have 108 Upanishads,
Hmm.
108 gopis, like that. There is a very special number. This another understanding is like when we take breath, in a minute we take 15 times we take. That means if we calculate in an hour, and like that we calculate for 12 hours. In 12 hours we approximately take 108 into 100 times.
In 12 hours.
We take our breaths, how many breath we take is 108 into 100.
Wow.
That
Okay.
many times we take breath in 12 hours.
Okay.
Now what it indicates means 108 is such an important number in that way. So what it means is, at every breath we want to take the name of Lord. So
Oh,
that's why
okay.
it is 108. So we are
as we
taking
breathe, we
we should take the name of
the
Lord,
Lord. Okay.
because we are expressing our gratitude. And also this number has many other significances. Like if you take the diameter of moon
Mm-hmm.
and then the distance of earth and moon
Mm-hmm.
and divided by the diameter, it comes 108. And earth and sun divided by the diameter of sun is also 108. And you can if you take any modern calculations, you can see the diameter of sun and divided by the distance of earth and moon divided by earth and sun, because they are the most important planets. You divide with them and you get 108. So this is actually very significant number in that way. And there are other scientific understandings also for 108. So that's why we chant 108. So basically one important two things we can understand is, one is every breath we take the name of Lord because it is 108. And second is we want to chant unlimitedly. So 108 represents unlimited. That's why infinity. That's why we want to chant infinitely. So that's how 108. And then it's not just 108. We try to one mala. If you take the mala, in this you get beats of 108. And this is how 108 this comes. And we chant continuously on this, and we can chant many mantra malas.
So is the mala very important? Can we count on our fingers, or is it necessary to have some beats mala?
Yeah, so this is very helpful for our, one is to count. Of course we can count on our fingers also. That is also a procedure to count. What is the procedure to count is also given. But apart from that, if we chant on beats, it has a very special effect on us. What happens is, this is a procedure to chant. Like this is actually having 109. This is called Meru beat.
Meru.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now when it comes to mala, this mala, it is given by the guru, or you take the mala. So this is also called Aksha mala.
Aksha.
A and Ksha. If you take Sanskrit alphabets, it starts with A and when end with Ksha.
Okay.
So Aksha. That means the whole creation, whatever it is described with the sound. And sounds are through the alphabets. So it comes from A to Ksha. So that means the whole universe is within these alphabets, A and Ksha.
Ksha.
That's why it's called Aksha. And this is also called Akshamala.
Akshamala.
So Akshamala means it is actually showing that this is the whole creation. So this is Aksha. And then when the spiritual master, when he gives initiation, he gives the mala. He says, okay, this is the universe, and within this universe try to find the Supreme Lord. So you have to chant, meditate, and try to understand the truth by chanting on the mala.
So I noticed that you're using one particular finger. So we can use any finger and do it, or
yeah. So now this is also very important. So this and body parts also. This thumb represents the Supreme Lord, and this index finger represents our ego, and this represents our chitta, consciousness, or heart. And so every finger, if you have pressing it, it will increase the power effect of it. So this thumb and index finger. So this index finger is representing us. So this mudra, where you are putting the thumb, so your index finger under the thumb, this is called yoga mudra. That means I am giving up my ego, my identity, and I am trying to surrender to the Lord. So this is called yoga mudra. Now when we chant, we don't use this finger because it is ahankara. We try to press this middle finger, which is big, when we are chanting. Because what happens when we press here, it directly affects our heart. It affects the consciousness. It will change our consciousness. Because it is represented in the heart. Many of them, for the wedding, they try to put ring in this finger. And then we have the ring finger. Ring finger is actually for fulfilling their desires. If somebody is chanting with ring finger, if they want to get some desires fulfilled, they chant with the ring finger. And for good health, they use the last small finger.
So each finger has some significance.
Effect. And if somebody want to destroy their enemy, then they can use their index finger for chanting. which is not recommended. So we try to avoid that index finger and we try to use the middle finger for chanting, because when we chant, what is more important is not the material things are anyway happening, and because the spiritual activity, we want to make spiritual advancement. So this is actually very helpful, this
So you're sometimes doing it outward and inward. So which way is the right way to do?
Yeah, so when we are chanting, it should be done inside. The beat should go always inside. So you chant one full mantra. Say, I chant Hare Krishna mantra. I say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And then I pull it inside. So I always pull the mala inside. And
Why not outside?
Yeah, when you count money, you count outside because it goes. When you chant the mala, it comes inside. So it is the benefit you get.
Okay.
And another thing is, you don't, when you come after chanting 108, we have one more bead. This is called Krishna bead or Meru bead. This is 109th bead. On this you don't chant, and you don't cross over it also.
Okay, then
So
how do we do?
Once you come here, then you rotate the mala and you start from here again.
So we do the reverse cycle.
Yeah, we don't continue the mala. We cut it. We can go.
Why?
So if you continue doing it, because I already explained, this is called samsara. So if you continue rotating, you will rotate in the samsara like this. You don't get benefit. So we don't want to continue in the samsara. We want to cut the cycle of samsara. So that's why we cut it and again go back. So that is the method why we don't continue chanting. We have to change our direction. Again start from here. Whichever became 108 becomes the 1. And again we start chanting. So I chanted here. I started chanting here. Once I completed the mala, say I completed all 108 times this mala. So as soon as I complete, then this is the 108th mala mantra I chanted. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Then I rotate it and again start here 1. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So I continuously start doing it. So that's why in this
so we see round malas. This looks very cylindrical. Are there any types of malas?
Yeah, there are different, like the mala also has an effect. We have neem mala, we have tulsi mala, we have spatik mala, we have rudraksha mala, we have lotus seed mala. So different malas have a different effect. Like if you want to if you want a good health, then spatika is good. That's a crystal. And then if you want to have some other fulfill your desires, then you take for lotus seeds. And rudrakshas also, you want to get liberation or some knowledge. And then if you want to develop devotion for Krishna, that's why we use tulsi mala. So every mala also has that effect.
You said neem mala?
Yeah, this is the neem mala. So this is also just to count and not much, like it's a simple thing just for counting. But tulsi has more effect because you touch tulsi and it gives so much purification and our heart is purified.
Can I see the mala, Prabhuji?
Yeah.
This is a... Okay, this is a mala. So if I see, it is bigger here and it is small.
Yeah, so that is how the procedure is, how the mala is made. One side it is big and one side it is small. So by the time you come,
so we know it.
Yeah.
So you're saying
then we have after 8 beats you get a thread here.
Okay.
So that is indication of 8, and then after that you have 100. So it's 108.
So the actual procedure you say is we do with this middle finger, which connects directly with the heart, and so we beat, we pull it inside as we chant.
Yeah.
And is there any significance for open or close eyes, or we can chant any which ways?
More important is we should be able to hear when we are chanting the mantra. When you chant, the mantra should be clearly, distinctly pronounced, and so that we are able to hear ourselves. Say Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So clearly, distinctly be pronounced so that we will be able to hear the name.
Okay. Prabhuji, so I have also heard people saying ki as much as we chant inside, the effect is more. So it is more effective when we chant inside. That's what people say, right? I mean, I have heard from different people.
Important is you chanting inside or outside. More important, we should be able to concentrate on the mantra and hear the mantra. If somebody is able to hear inside or outside, it does not matter. More important if he's able to concentrate on the mantra. That is more important.
Is it are there any strict rules while we do this chanting? Something that we shouldn't be doing, something that's not right to do?
More important, then we should give respect.
Okay.
That is the most important thing.
So we can carry it this way or the bags.
Yeah, we
I
have this. We have the bags which is called gomuk. Gomuk means from where Ganges emanated. That is called gomuk. So this bag is also called gomuk, which is to keep, because the mala is very sacred. We just don't want to keep here and there, so we keep in the bead, and it has a two entries. One is small hole, one is a big one where we keep the hand, and from the small one we take out the index finger out so that we don't touch the beads with this, and inside we chant with our mala. That's how the procedure.
Is there any problem by showing the mala? Is it to hide or is it to carry?
It is carry, and there is also actually recommendation that better to keep a beads bag so that we just don't distract and don't get, and it
Okay.
is recommended that we should
This
keep
bag
it
is beautifully designed so that the finger is coming out.
outside. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for sharing all the details and nuances that we need while we chant and how to chant. All this information is very helpful, Swamiji. Thanks for being here.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So, I'm sure we have understood the basics of chanting. All the devotees who really want to have a simple way of connecting to God, here we have learnt how to chant and what kind of mala we can take. We have a nicely designed malas that we get all available in the markets, I'm sure, and we have understood the significance of using which finger, which will help us achieve desires or closer to God. Let's start our chanting. Thank you so much.